Hi, this is Jenny. Welcome to my channel where we focus on using ordinary materials to make beautiful things. So today I want to talk about some of the things that you can do with catalogs that you get in the mail. I get lots of junk mail catalogs. And so I think that you can make some really colorful collage sheets that we're going to use for some other things. So let's take a quick look at some of the things that I found in this catalog. When I go through catalogs, I cut out swaths of color and pattern. So I would just, take this and rather than, keep the model or whatever, you can keep her if you want to do like a paper doll or something out of her. But otherwise, you can just chop out some colors. So you've got colors and pattern and all kinds of things like that. So that's good from bigger pieces, dresses. You can also cut out, like this has like all the patterns of that the pants come in. And so you could, actually I would probably cut off this part and probably to there. And then I have like I have all these swatches, right, that I can use to make other things. So here's another something that I could use. I'd probably take those off. Sometimes I leave, the pattern, colors, names, whatever on there if they're not too obnoxious. And sometimes they're more obvious than others. But now you have this series of patterns and colors that you can put on things. And then here's just some solid ones if I wanted like a rainbow, something on the back. So if you get, those catalogs in the mail, you can end up with stacks of stuff, which is what I have here. So these are some of the ones we just cut out. These came from maybe a Land's End catalog. Some catalogs have bigger stacks, like a bigger sample of the colors. Other catalogs have smaller things. You can see I've cut out some pieces of dress here, that kind of stuff. Here's one that you can see the texture on the fabric. Here's another one. Here's one that it was all quilted. So lots of opportunities there. So what I like to do then is take those and just kind of randomly glue them down. This is just plain old copy paper. And so I've kind of randomly glued them down, and then I use these, kind of for collage fodder or background or something. But I thought I'd do something different with them today. So one of the things I want to do is I found this ad in a magazine, in a fashion magazine, and I thought it was cool because her face was turned in silhouette. So I kind of cut off part of it and doctored the shoulders a little bit. And so I trimmed it to just be a silhouette. And then I put it on cardstock to give it a little more heft. And so from this side, you can see definitely just the shape of the silhouette. So I was thinking it would be fun to cut a silhouette out of this stuff where it was all kind of hodgepodge. I think it would also be fun to cut tree branches out of it, or birds, or pieces of butterfly. You could use pretty much anything. So I want to do that. And I also want to cut out some flowers. And so let's see. I was going to do, which one do I like for the silhouette? I really like these colors. So do I want them kind of this way? Or do I want it kind of this way where we get some of it like that? I think let's do it that way. Yeah. I've already drawn a few flowers on the back. So before we do this, we'll talk about the flowers. And then we'll cut this out because I think I'm going to cut the flowers out of this one instead. So I went through my coloring books, And I found this, which is a really simple composition. It has super simple flowers. There's just like 6 little petals and some circles. And it has a very simple vase. It's just sitting on a circular little piece of something for a table with a couple flowers here and a background. So I thought it would be fun to cut the flowers out of like this paper. So, you know, you could cut out one and trace it. You could trace the whole thing. You could cut out all of the flowers and then go back in and draw in the details. However you wanted to do it. You could just freehand some. On this one, that's what I was doing. I was just trying some different kinds. I tried some of these, and without the center circle, I didn't do a very good job of making them round. Not that it really matters, because they're all stacked and it really doesn't matter. So then I decided that I would just draw a different shape, and this one really was the best one for me, I thought. It doesn't really matter what shape you're going to draw them, because you're going to cut them all out. So if you wanted to, you know, draw them in a different shape, you don't have to use the 6. You don't have to draw, you know, exactly what's there. It's just the idea. So the idea is that we have these flowers and we have this vase, and if you count them, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that are kind of larger. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 that are kind of medium, and then there's 3 that are smaller. So you've got some, you know, some variation in size, but otherwise they're the same flower. They're just a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, and they're all stuck in the vase. And the smaller just gives you, you know, more proportion because it's behind and further away. So these are closer and in front, so they're going to be bigger. And then we have these down here that you could put. So anyway, I thought rather than, you know, cutting this out, which you could, I think you could just take out the coloring book page, you know, glue it to the back of this and start cutting things, and that would be perfectly fine, you know, if that's what you wanted to do. I just didn't want to cut the whole thing out with the pattern. I wanted more separation of the pattern. And I thought too, once they're cut out, a gel pen, like maybe outlining them with a white or a silver gel pen, putting in a little center and kind of outlining the edge, go around the edge, might really set them off and make them look good. And we could do that. We could glue them down first and then do that, so we had something to work on flat, or we could do it before we glue them down. Either way, so I had kind of thought I might draw some, but then I came across this stamp and I thought, what if I just stamped some? Because I could do, this is a little bit bigger than these. I could do the stamp and then I could just trim more and more off. Like I could make a few of them bigger and then cut a few more inside the lines, and I cut a few more a little bit closer, you know, that kind of stuff. So I thought I might try that, and I might even do a few leaves to add in here and there, to add to my composition to make it a little bit different maybe. So I'm just going to kind of use this as a loose guide, and when I do these. So I do want to do the silhouette though, just because I think a silhouette, I've been looking at those thinking it would be fun. I think we decided here, did we decide this way? This way. Okay, so do I want her facing, because it's gonna be like that. Yeah, let's do that. So I've been thinking about playing with silhouette. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with the silhouette yet. I just know that I want to cut one out. I'm thinking about using it in like kind of a pop art layout with maybe drawing some stuff on it, maybe doodling on the picture, maybe writing something, maybe writing some words. You know, if it's something I've been thinking about, it could be that I just write things that I'm thinking. So let's see how that looks. I'm curious to see how it looks. So I think it'll be fun. I think this is a cool thing to do with some of those catalogs. I mean, of course you can use the catalogs. You can cut out the people and decorate them as the basis of a paper doll. The fashion catalogs are good for that. because they have different sizes, and a lot of times they show the whole model. And sometimes in the magazines they don't always show the whole model. They only show the whatever piece, or they have them, you know, strategically holding something and that kind of stuff, which makes it a little harder. So the clothing catalogs might be an easier way to go with the paper dolls, which I have done with the magazines. There's a video of that from a few weeks ago. And so I think that would be good for that. It's also good, of course, to use as the basis of your gluing, like, you know, put your stuff that you're gluing down on it, because then you can just tear the page away, and no muss, no fuss, and it was going to be thrown away anyway, and so then you can do something with it. These pages make really good if you're going to shred paper, if you're going to put some kind of shredded paper in something, as packing or packaging of some kind. You can always shred them, and they're very colorful, so that's a good thing that you could do with them. So we still have a good chunk there. And look at that, isn't that fun? I'm gonna grab a piece of paper. So I've just got a solid piece of paper here, and I'm not really gonna do anything with this right now, but oh, I forgot to cut out all the little details, so I cut around it. I'm having one of those days. Okay. Isn't that fun? I think that's fun. You could, you know, you could do one like a traditional silhouette. You could do it in black and put it on a piece of paper, or white on a black background. If you know, and decorate it, and have your kids decorate it, or make a full head out of it. Put some, you know, put some hair on it from a different magazine. You know, or make some hair out of yarn would be fun, you know, to kind of make your whole little person. That would be kind of a fun thing, but I really like this. I like the colors, and I like how it changes directions. I think that's fun. So I'll be playing with that later. So hopefully, if I don't shoot a video on it, I will at least show you what it looks like when we're done. Okay, so I've got a couple different ones here, and let's try some of these. I really think the stamp might be a good way to go, because then I don't have to draw them all. So hopefully that'll be good. I don't know. I'm not sure how good this ink pad is. It doesn't have to be super dark. I just need to be able to see it to cut it out. So, ooh, really light. Okay. I can probably see that though. Let's see. Went off the edge, which may be okay because I can always put it behind. Right, so that gives me an idea anyway, what it's going to be like. So let's try again. I probably have other stamps. If you have other flowers, it would be fun to mix in the different flowers, I think. Oh, that one's much better, huh? So then, I don't think it would be too hard to cut them a little bit smaller either. Yeah. And then this just makes it easier, right? Okay, so let's do a few more of those, and then we'll cut some out and see how they look. Okay, I'm back. I have them all cut out, so they definitely need some edging. I had tried one in black marker and I didn't like it very much. This one has a little bit of silver gel pen on it. Still not showing up very well. So I thought we might try a paint pen if I can get it to work. Hello, kid. Come on. Hey. Scoot over, sweetie. Come here. Yeah. Okay. Down you go. There we go. Seems like it's gonna work. Maybe that'll work a little better. Okay. Guess I should have done the center first. Now I have to put my finger in the ink. And I'm just gonna do kind of a, I think I'd like to do some things out, some petals out to the side. Let's try a different one instead of just doing the outer edge. Maybe we'll start with the center. Struggling with these paint pens. I don't know why I have so much trouble with them. I must not know how to use them right. It just must be user error. It could just be that I don't buy the right brand because I bought inexpensive ones and I probably should have bought better ones. Ah, that's better. I like that a lot better. We're actually putting in the whole petal instead of just the edge. So after that one's dry, we'll go back and do the whole petal. Okay, so I'm gonna do all of these flowers and then we'll be back to put them together. So we'll be back to kind of put that composition together. Okay, I'm back. I have done some outlining on them and I kept struggling with the paint pen I had, the paint marker. It was giving me a really fine line when it worked, but it kept stopping and starting. So I went and got this out of my bin. It says it's called Chalk Writer Craft Decor. I think I actually got it at Dollar Tree. It's kind of a crayon-y. You can write on chalkboard, paint with it, and it comes off with damp. Like you can just damp a towel and wipe it off. So I have it for that. And the only problem with it is it's kind of fat, like a piece of chalk. So it didn't give me the fine line that the other did, but it definitely gave me a more consistent line. So I think it's okay. I think they're okay. So at least then, you know, the pattern just sort of becomes background when you put that line over it. It just knocks it all into the background and it just looks like color. Okay, so we have some flowers, so we need a vase to put them in. And I thought this might make a good vase. So I'm thinking that we're gonna want to cut something out. Let's see, it probably comes up to about here. So I'm thinking about here, maybe about this wide. So my thought is we'll get the general shape, and then this is kind of tapered in, so we can do that after we have the kind of general shape. And this is just scrap paper that did a watercolor wash on. Right. Okay, so bottom, let's see, we'll leave the bottom there, but the top is probably here, about here. Should have brought a ruler, I suppose, but we'll just use the edge of the piece of paper and try to get the semblance of a straight line. Probably should have done it on the back so I didn't have to erase, huh? Just not really thinking things through today, apparently. All right, let's see. That seems about the right size. Our flowers are a little bigger, I think, but that's okay. Let's do a little drawing on here. We can mimic the wavy lines on that. Just to give it a little something, something, all right? Okay. All right, and we need a background. And so I thought, I'm sure that we're gonna want a plainer background. This has a little bit of pattern, but the flowers don't have the pattern. So I thought we'd kind of, maybe set this on here and see, how do the flowers look against that. This has a little bit of pattern in the background, and it's kind of a metallic sheen. So we'll just kind of, we won't really arrange them, we'll just throw some on there. So that might work, but it does have holes punched in it. It was a piece of book page, it was a dictionary page. This one's pretty. It just has kind of some paint smushed around on it. My cat's back. Come here, sweetie. Come on, there you go. And I think that looks better without the pattern in the background. Okay, I like that one. So let's see. This one's the same kind of thing, but it has gold and green, maybe a little more contrast. This one's the same, a little bit different shade. I kind of like this one, actually. Just kind of spread out. Okay, I think that's my new favorite. There seems to be some reds in here. So, nope, I don't like that one as well. Here's an orangey background. Nope, don't like that one as well either. And then here is a very neutral kind of beigey wall background. I think I like the green. I think the green is a little brighter. It looks a little more fun. So let's put that on there. Let's draw in. We can use a marker maybe or something to draw in, like a little tabletop. So let's leave a little space there. We'll go ahead and glue it down and do that last, I think. We can draw that in, so. So we're gonna leave a little space so we can put something there for him to sit on. And we'll draw something in. We won't glue it in. a new card. That one's seen better days. Okay, let's arrange some of the flowers and then we can start gluing them down. I don't know that we're going to want them all. So there's kind of a pyramid sort of shape. So we'll put a few down here. Let's see, there's one behind. I kind of go behind, on top. I like this one, no, on top. I like the color. And these are all kind of behind. There's a smaller one kind of in front here. Something like that. And once we draw on our little table, we can have a few. We have a couple down here on the ground next to it. That one's kind of big. Okay. All right, let's take those out and let's put in try putting in a little glue here. And get the middles to glue down. We can do the edges. Just trying to get a dab of glue under there so we can kind of get them to stay where they are. If we get them in the middle too, we can still tuck things around them. So this one was kind of on top. So put a little more on that. That one there. Get some of the edges here. Our spreader in there to squish some of them down. Should go find my little metal tip, but I had lost it and then I found it again. And I think it's over there in the drawer. I think I know where it is now, but you know, he wants to get up and get the metal tip every time. Because if I leave it on there, it seems like it clogs. So I have to take it off. Oops, a little piece is coming off. There we go. Okay, so a little asymmetrical there. Do we want to tuck in any more of these other ones? We can put one here maybe. I think that would look good. What do we think? Do we need another one? That one's a little big, I think. Definitely cut one down. Maybe there. Maybe so. Okay. I like that it's right up to the edge up here and kind of down to the edge here. Sticking down a little bit here. I didn't actually cut any leaves after all. I got a little bit of green showing through there. Guess I could have put one in there. Oh well. I think it's too late. It's too late now. All right, so there's a little maybe table that the vase is sitting on. So we can see that with the kind of round, if the flower weren't there, it would be from about that second, from about here. And around here. Helps if you get them even. You could cut something before we put it down. We could have cut something that looked like wood. We could have done some little drawing to make it look like a wooden table maybe. Let's do a little outline on the base here just to make it pop up a little. I think this is fun. I think this is a fun way to use catalogs. And I think when I'm done with this, this will probably go into one of my junk journals because it's made from junk. And I really like, I don't always put in things that are made from, junk mail and trash and things like that. But I like to try to stay with the idea of, a junk journal being made from actual junk, something that actually would have been thrown away. To me, that's part of the fun, is seeing what you can make from something that's, just going to go in the recycle bin. So there's no, there's no rule that says you have to. Lots of people make really beautiful layouts with really beautiful things. They buy cool stuff, and I have some of that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I don't have any of it. I do. I have some, and I use it sometimes. But I tend to like at least one or two elements of something that is, just kind of made from trash to treasure. So, okay, so that's just something fun. To me, it's like it's a cool way to use your coloring book as an idea. It's a cool way to use your junk mail, and it's fun and it's springy. Get you some flowers. So I hope you had a good time today. I certainly had a good time putting this together. So if you enjoyed your time with me, please hit the like and subscribe button. Really appreciate it. Helps me out a lot, and leave me a comment. I really love to talk to all of you. So until next time, remember, use what you have to make your life more beautiful. Bye.